Hey YouTube, going over my first Sunshine Cup team. Triple normal team. I started with Dunsparce, Licky, and Pidgeot. The problem was, first four matchups I saw 4 to 5 ground Pokemon, so they were resisting the rollout. So then I put in Shadow Girafarig, and then I kept seeing ground type on the lead. So then I moved Girafarig into the lead. So that's how it worked. Basically, I think normal is very, very safe in this meta because there are basically like 2 fighters in this meta. So Pidgeot will deal with the fighters or at least neutralize a move like a close combat or something on like a normal typing, like Zangoose or something. So let's go into the battles. Let's take a look at it. So Mekar go in the lead. They'll get into an Oranguru. I should have, if you've seen my videos earlier, I always talk about in these scenarios when they're switching into something and it is generally just an evenish match, right? I do not have a good answer for Oranguru. What you should do is, with the energy advantage, chip with your lead. So I should have done a couple more rollouts and got to the drill run on Oranguru and then come in here. Because the problem is when you come straight into Licky like this, you are behind on energy in what is already a neutral matchup at best. So it's going to be very difficult for me to come in late behind energy and then flip switch here. So I do get one more body slam off here. And luckily they do that. But I'm left with 2 HP. You really do not want to be left with that much HP. You want to be able in a comfortable position. They have their own giraffe in the back. So come in with Pidgeot. This one was running Wing Attack, and I do not want to run Wing Attack. I wanted to run Gust, so this is a shiny one with Wing Attack, but you will see that I do move to Gust after with the next one. Coming in here, I'm really worried about Mekar Go's moves more than I am about Giraffes, because Mekar Go usually has some sort of Stone Edge or Overheat or something. And it is also a ground, nope, it is a rock and fire, which means that it is double weak to ground. So this will do a ton of damage, not quite enough to take out, but that rollout will register and they're not going to get to 2 moves there. So good lead here against Talonflame. They're going to get out into Chestnut. So it is a Smackdown Chestnut, but mine is a Gust Pidgeot, and you are double weak to flying. So take that out very quickly. Before there was Wing Attack, and before there was Gligar, and before there was Noctowl, there was Legacy Gust Pidgeot. So the thing with Legacy Gust Pidgeot was Wing Attack was amazing because it got to the Feather Dance Brave Bird quick. So you were able to just determine put it on the lead, get it to it super quick, and then either lower your opponent's attack times 2 or Brave Bird and Bail. A lot easier of a strategy. With Gust Pidgeot, Gust is think of it like Confusion. I think they even may have the same stats. Don't quote me on that. Gust Pidgeot is a hard-hitting but slower charging Pokemon. So you have to use it as a mix of a fast move damage Pokemon that could potentially get to a nuke. But a lot of times you're not you're not relying on getting to these moves 2-3 times, right? You're thinking about fast move damage with Gust, and then hopefully land either lowering their attack and just outgusting them, or landing a Brave Bird potentially. So do get the Dunsparce on the draw and take this out. Again, Flygon, here we go, right? A ground on the lead. I had Licky at the time. This is maybe why I'm staying in here, because I'm okay, I can't, what am I going to do? Come Licky to also just be a rollout user, and I don't really want to come Pidgeot, so I just decided to stay in here. Get to a couple draw runs, so they're going to have to shield. Flygon is a good pick. I probably will try and use it on my next team, maybe this afternoon. I haven't done the battles yet. It's already getting very late here too. So maybe I can shoot it tomorrow morning for tomorrow afternoon. Get chip with the Dragon Claw, and they have a Mekar Go. So that is unfortunate because that is a rock type, and that rock will resist the flying. all of it. So they do throw the overheat, which is a ton of energy, and out comes a jump fluff. So rollout's super effective, which is nice, but this thing is very, very bulky. So these charge moves are not going to be doing much at all. Body slam, not doing much there. Licky Licky is very defensive heavy. So what I need to like try and do is like try and keep Licky Licky alive and then snipe here. But then that snipe fails because I don't have a move. So I'm like, okay, at this point, let's just commit to the farm down. Maybe I can get them locked. Maybe if I can like land this gust and lock them, I can lower their attack times too. But then at this point, I'm just like, I got a Brave Bird and hope I can roll out down. So I do Brave Bird. That gust does register, which puts them low. But unfortunately, I need 3 rollouts to take them out, and they get to a move to take me out here. And again, Flygon, right? So you see, I've already switched to Giraffe. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just use Giraffe as the safe swap. But the problem is, like, Giraffe as a safe swap is so glassy, you're already behind on energy, and then they're going to need to move, and then you need to shield. So after this matchup, I immediately switched into Giraffe on the lead and Dunsparce and Pidgeot in the back. Just because, like, girafarig generally has more more leads where it's neutral, because Dunsparce with rollout, there's a lot of ground in this. There's quagsire, there's quagsire, we've seen a couple Flygons already, so there's quite a lot of ground in this, and you're going to see some even coming up when I have Giraffe on the league, like a few quagsires. So like I just think with the neutral confusions is generally safer. The main thing you need to worry about is there's only a couple things I ran into. One is like the other psychic Pokemon, Oranguru and Girafarig, which they'd be doing resisted to you as well. Or like, I don't even know if there's any darks in this, quite honestly. Let me just look at the rankings. I don't remember seeing any darks when I was going over the rankings. Okay, Eradicate and Obstagoon are really the only 2 that are kind of usable. And then you get Incineroar and Shiftry. Raticate. I love using Raticate in the open. Maybe I will break it out in this. We got a lot of time this week to do this. And then the rollout, obviously, Talonflame is just, but I lose CMP here, so. Okay, let's change it up. Oh, no, I don't. I won with 1 HP. I remember that because I did also remember in this matchup blocking. They should have probably got a Dragon Tail when I got a Drill run off when they came in. So I should have lost that one. I think I maybe should have lost that one. Okay, so here we go. Quagsire, ground, on the lead. I am going to Trailblaze to at least fake it. The thing is, like, you can see the confusions are adding up a ton. Psychic Fangs does a ton of damage, so I will shield. I'll respect the move, even though it's probably just a Mud Bomb Rock Tail. And they come in Talonflame, so at this point, easy Dunsparce. Just because Brave Bird will not take out, and then rollout is double super effective on the flying fire. They do Brave Bird, but that just means a full farm down with rollout, which means I got to do a couple moves here. So whatever they come in with, we'll start probably throwing them immediately. Dunsparce comes in. There is their rollout registering correctly. And again, I'm just going through. There's no point of really me farming up. Both have 3-turn moves. We're both going to get to the moves. And then I kind of like try and snipe here. Game kind of lags out me on a little bit. Not that it would have made much of a difference. And then they come in, and I'm like, you know what? Let's grab the shield or take this out. Because if I take this out, yeah, and they end up shielding. My thought process is, if I take this out, I get a few more confusions to basically put this in like a win con range. But then they decided to shield, which means they're now shields down. So 3 gusts, 4 gusts, 5 gusts. So you're looking at like maybe 5 or 6 gusts for Pidgeot at a 4-turn move to get to Brave Bird. It is 5 turns, 5 fast moves at a 4-turn pace. So that's 20 turns worth of energy, which is quite a lot, right? To get to a charge move. So, but the damage is, I don't know why I keep I always do this. I always close PV Poke when I like reference it like 15 times in my videos. But Gust does 4.8 damage per turn, right? So it's a really, really hard hitting fast move there. They end up coming to Bombasnow here, and I decide to stay in because I wanted to try and align my Pidgeot on their Quagsire because I did not want my Dunsparce on their Quagsire. So that's why I just kind of stayed in, know that I was already ahead on energy. Now get to a move. I'm pretty sure it was a 4 turn versus 5 move, and they should not have got that second Incinerate through, so I do not know what happened there. Maybe I delayed a little bit by accident. And here, the Stone Edge will land, and from a Shadow does a ton of damage. We do both simultaneously take each other out. And again, even a Brave Bird will not take me out from this range, so I will just roll out down. Flygon. Again, there's a lot of grounds right now in this meta. Well, at least what I saw in the, what did I do, 10 battles that I did? Yeah, 10 battles I did. I saw a lot of ground, a lot of Flygons, and I'm going to try Flygon on my next team. I think it is strong. They transfer that to the Quagsire. As you can see here, like it's just like very slow to get to move, so I got to shield this because they're just going to outpace you to the Stone Edge, even though they're behind on energy. Do get to move at this point, Brave Bird, and take it out, or because I don't want to like lower my attack and then they lower their attack and they still get a Stone Edge off. And they have a Quagsire in the back, so I'm going to try to farm up. I'm going to just chip it as much quick as possible. I thought I'd try and farm up a bit. If I remember, lucky for me, they do not have Stone Edge. They just have Earthquake Sludge Bomb. So there's the Earthquake. And the Flygon comes in, and I'm out of move. And if I remember, they let this go and just try and go Clodsire for the win here. But again, very spammy here, so they're going to have to throw, and they don't throw in time, which means I get to move. And they're not going to farm me down because Poison Sting is a pretty fast... Yeah, I got buffed a little bit on the damage there, but it's still more of a fast charging move as opposed to a damage move, so they have to throw. And at this point, they show Sludge Bomb, which means I've seen Sludge Bomb, I've seen Earthquake. I know I can live 1. They still get to 2 moves, so 1 shield, 1 land, and then I land a Brave Bird to take out the rest here. So again, I think normal the normal typing, and again, and with this, what kind of works with Giraffe, Dunsparce, and Pidgeot, even though you're triple normal typing, you do have secondary typings on this, on the other 2, right? Again, another Quagsire. You have the Psychic on Giraffe, so that will even if you do see a fighter, that will neutralize the fighting, and you have Flying on Pidgeot, that will neutralize the fighting. So yes, you add other weaknesses like Dark and Fly and like Ice and Electric, but again, not a ton of those in the meta, not a ton of fighting in the meta. That's why Normal's always been safe. Like this is not a new strategy. These are new Pokemon. I don't even know if that's true too, because Dunsparce was always kind of in there. But I guess with Vigoroth, it was a little tougher to run Dunsparce in the past. Replace Dunsparce with like Vigoroth, and the triple normal strategy has been very prevalent in a meta like this. Like Sunshine Cup has been on before. It worked back in the day, and it still works. Land the Stone Edge. This game's over already, it looks like. Yeah, so the strategy just works very, very well. Out of these 3 Pokemon, honestly, I don't know if Pidgeot was the worst or if I was just so used to Wing Attack Pidgeot, and it's really a different way to play it now. So Gust is the recommended moveset. Could you theoretically go back to just do Wing Attack Pidgeot? I guess the main problem is because they nerfed the... What do they nerf here? I think the energy. It's 16 turns worth of moves to get to a Brave Bird. Right? So 20 from a gust and 16 from a wing attack to get to the Brave Bird. So you save 1 gust, but the gust does 1.8 more damage per turn. Right? So when you're adding up so many turns to get to that, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of damage you're giving up there. And I don't think the energy is fast enough to justify it. So just if you're going to use it, just know that it plays very, very different if you have not been used to Gust before. Yeah, and then Dunsparce is pretty good. Like I said, there is kind of, I mean, there's some Talonflames. Like you saw me with a few Talonflames nailing those rollouts, but there is a lot of, I didn't even see Diggersby, but Diggersby, Clodsire, Quagsire are ranked 2, 3, and 4 on this list. And I saw a ton of Flygons, which is ranked 14. So with the rollout user, it's a little trickier. And then you get like non-stab Joe Run, so it's not amazing. So just be aware of that if you're going to use that. And then Licky Licky, same thing as I say, Licky Licky or Girafarig. I'm just trying to see. I'm pausing because I'm trying to see where it's ranked. The non-shadows ranked 61 and the shadows ranked 90. So do with that what you will. Again, that's a 1 shield. That's not how you would use Giraffe. You would use it most likely in the 2 shields to try and just out confusion and lower your opponent's defense with Psychic Fangs. So that's how you use it sort of properly. Yeah. So out comes the Dunsparce. Feather Dance, 4-stat shield. Lowered their attack in the process. They will take me out with Rock Slide. That's fine. Then they come in here. And I'm at 2 moves. The only reason I'm throwing, like I could argue just a confusion down, but I'm at 2 moves. And I'm going to win CMP against a Dunsparce. So I'm not worried about going back to back here. So I will go back to back here. I think the last one, if I remember, it was also a lost. So make our go. Neutral lead. Again, you're just kind of staying in this lead. Out comes Shadow Giraffe. And this is where I should have like pivoted. Because my thought process was, this is okay. I'll stay in here. I'll shield. They're behind on energy. I'm ahead on energy. I will align the Dunsparce on the Make Our Go. So even if I'm down a shield, whatever comes in, I can chip it and then align. So that was my thought process. So they got the double confusion users, right? There's a Rangaroo. Already saw the Giraffe. So double confusion users. That's a common strategy in this meta as well. So I'm like, okay, come in here. Don't shield. But then what I don't fully think through is 2 shield Make Our Go with already energy advantage is going to be kind of tough. Because this thing has Rock Tomb, which lowers your attack. Incinerates, which chip a ton. And then like an Overheat, which can one-shot. With a shield advantage and energy advantage. That's not a good situation to be in. And as you're seeing, these are adding these Incinerates. Super boosted move this season. Added up real quick. So now they lowered my attack twice. I do get to drill run. But I'm going to need 1 more rollout to get to a move. And I think they reset and I reset. Oh, the standoff. I remember this. So I get to move. And then I'm like, oh no. This is actually not good. Because now, if they get an Incinerate through, they're going to get a move and win CMP. So I stop. You don't really see it there, but I did stop because like you could just see, you can see the full confusion go through. Like watch the full confusion go through before I even like hit it. Because I'm like, I got to stop. But then for some reason I still went through when I knew I needed to stand off. Because now they got the Incinerate through, got to move, win CMP. I basically needed to like burn the switch clock, but I was too worried that if in this scenario, if I let the Oranguru farm down here, it would get to a move, right? Because you only need 3 confusions to a Brutal Swing, I think. So 1, and then if that doesn't take out, it's at a move, and then I would have to burn a move anyways and lose. So kind of a tough one to end there. But yeah, that's the strategy. Again, I think triple normal really, really works in this meta. I will switch it up. I I did like 2 battles with the second team, and Flygon's one of them. I forget the other 2 though. But you'll see that maybe this afternoon. Anyways, let me know what you're using. I'm looking for team suggestions. If you want to submit some videos, link in the description. I would love to showcase in the next week. So that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.